sports fans, ASMR Sports here. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a very interesting day in the sports card world. Today is Thursday, August 19th, and the big news around the hobby is that allegedly Topps is not going to get its license for Major League Baseball cards. However, their current license runs till through 2025. So I've heard. I've just been kind of reading tweets and stuff like that. These people could be completely wrong, and honestly, it may not even be known how long their license goes, if it's like a private agreement or a confidential agreement. So, what is I think interesting is not so much Topps not getting their license, although it is a little bit crazy that a company that's had a license to make baseball cards for like 70 years, or licensed baseball cards, is not going to be doing it anymore. But what is, I think, more strange in my view, is that the company allegedly getting the license, which presumably will be exclusive, so only that company can make it, is Fanatics, which I really don't honestly know a ton about them. I mean, basically, they sell like memorabilia, jerseys, shirts, hats. And in recent years, they've been doing like like blaster boxes that have exclusive content specific to the ones that they sell. So there'll be like a Fanatics blaster box of 2019 Prism, and it'll have like special parallels in it. So they have been kind of, relevant to the card industry because of that, but that's about it. In terms of making actual cards, they have not done that ever. So that's a bit weird. That was some apple gum, by the way. Sometimes people ask me flavors of things. So anyways, my initial reaction to that is that it sounds like a cluster. Because, I think Panini and Topps get enough wrong, even with their many years of experience. And from what I've heard, Fanatics does not do well on like customer service. And frankly, I have no expectation that they're going to do well at printing cards. So it might just be a total cluster. And I don't like it one bit. So, in fact, I think like generally it's pretty much like 9 out of 10 people that I see commenting on it think it's horrific. I'll tell you what, I did not like the exclusivity of the Topps deal. I think it was killing, a lot of hobby potential. By the way, this box I'm opening is for Gmart 1063, our friend. This is the last Hundo box of the Volume 1 at all. So no more of these in the world. After this one, hopefully we go with a bang. So yeah, I don't know. I've thought for a while that I mean, I don't know if I want to go into a whole history of the Major League Baseball license to produce baseball cards, but basically, Topps having an exclusive license started somewhere in like the late or like early 2000s, I think. Basically, when Upper Deck lost their ability to do cards, and like they were the sort of last company tops on baseball. And from then on, Topps has been the exclusive licensee of Major League Baseball for cards that can display the Major League Baseball logos and uniforms. And I think at the time that was an interesting experiment that probably was worth it taking for Major League Baseball, because there was really an excess proliferation of card sets that I think ultimately were too much for the hobby to sort of consume, and it just created a real mess, I think. So they gave the exclusive license to Topps. Topps produced way fewer products back then than Topps and its competitors produced before that exclusive license, so it sort of calmed down the market. And then over time, Topps has just gone nuts with the amount of sets that they produce. I suspect that part of Major League Baseball's decision, if this is true, was sort of an indication of Topps that they didn't really like how they were running things. Now maybe Fanatics will do great, and they'll do 10 sets a year. Everybody will want them. They'll be high demand, and it'll be cool. But I really doubt that. I think they're probably going to do a bunch of crap products. I think they're not going to have any experience doing cards, and there's going to be a lot of quality issues. I think there's going to be a lot of design issues. I think there's just going to be, that's to be expected, right? They're doing this for the first time. I'm sure they'll hire people who've designed cards before, and obviously they'll use printing companies that have printed cards before, but I just think there's a lot that can go wrong, and probably will. But my main issue is that the right move for hobbyists, I think, was for Major League Baseball to just license more companies. Give Panini a license, have Topps keep their license, but maybe limit what they can do with it. And find new companies that want to do licensed cards. I mean, shit, let Alprotect do it. All right, quick shout out here. I got a bunch of these kind of no-name brand top loaders, which I've been looking for a while for a deal on, kind of off-brand top loaders, and I'll tell you why. I think that of all the supplies that you can buy, top loaders are probably the least important to have from the big boy manufacturers of these, which are basically Cardboard Gold and Ultra Pro. And I say that because whenever you put a card in a top loader, unless you're nuts, it should be in a penny sleeve. So the top loader itself doesn't really need to be all that great quality, but when I got these, I was like, you know what, these actually look pretty decent, so I was gonna compare these to some Ultra Pros, just to look at sort of the clarity and color, and I don't know what else, but I have to say these are nearly identical in terms of clarity and the color. So let's put some cards in there. See what they look like. So for those of you who don't know, top loaders have been impossible to find for a year, and I'm always kind of looking to see if I can find some on the cheap. And by the cheap, I mean not that cheap, but cheaper than everybody else. So there you go. I really think these are just as good a quality. I mean, it certainly could be they're made by the same manufactured in China. All these supplies come from China. So there you go. They are identical in size, 3 by 4 inches. So you could mix these in. So anyways, long story short is I picked up a bunch of these, and I'm going to put them up on hotcardboard.com, my site. So if you've been looking for top loaders, I really think these are, pretty dang good. And again, as long as you're using quality penny sleeves, which I definitely recommend. I have, in my search for cheap supplies, I've also tried to find like cheap penny sleeves, and I've seen some that I just, I think they're like an order of magnitude kind of lower quality than the sleeves from Ultra Pro. So I only use Ultra Pro sleeves at this point. I mean, if I find something that's better or it's as good and it's cheap, then I'll take a look. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. But these top loaders, I think, are pretty dang snazzy. So 25 packs, just like the Ultra Pros. And it's funny, the packaging is like extremely similar. I feel like it might very well be like the same company that's making these, but they just have some made-up brand, and then they sell them to compete with Ultra Pro. So, anyways, on eBay, I was looking at prices on eBay. A 25 pack top loaders here will cost you anywhere between like $7 and $10. In fact, plenty of places are selling these Pro Safe brand ones, and I think that's too high. So I'm gonna sell these for $4.99 on my site. I'm not gonna limit that. So if somebody gets really crazy and wants to buy a bunch, they could clear it out. But I maybe won't list like all of them. I'll just put like a bunch up there and just let, if people want to order 10, hey, go to it. Order 10. And we'll see. Hopefully I don't get burned on like the shipping cost and all that. I do charge $8 shipping for orders under a certain price, and if you didn't buy anything else, you probably would be paying that amount because, $5 a pack is not that much, and I don't think you'd easily get over the free shipping barrier. So I'm hoping people will order something else too. That's the plan. All right, well, that's enough of that. I'll link up the product page for those top loaders in the description for this video, so check that out. Yeah, so here we are. We've got the last Hundo box for Jmart 1063. Thanks to all those who picked these up on clearance. I just don't know if I'm gonna do another one anytime soon, because these really did sit around for a while at the, original $100 price. And I don't really want to make something that's gonna sit around for too long. So I'm not really sure what I'll do, but Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famer. Buster Posey. Jacob Morton. Charlie Morton, sorry. Charlie Morton, oh, I said Jacob. G. Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, Eduardo Rosario, Max Kepler, and Ian Snell. Oh, which one? Those last two were the fancy tobacco bags. I'll tell you one thing that's interesting about this Topps thing is, like, I don't know what length of deal they're gonna sign with Fanatics, but like Topps has so many brands. They've got Finest, they've got Bowman, they've got Heritage, and like, just a bajillion more. If Topps can't print, or if they choose not to do unlicensed cards with those brands, they'll eventually lose their, trademark rights in those brands, and you see that with things like recently Pro Set, which I still actually have this So Pro Set, you know, was a brand that existed back in the 90s, and you know, they stopped making cards, and for many years there were no Pro Set cards. And then, you know, what happens is basically Leaf can pick up that brand and start putting it on cards, and then they own it. And you see that a lot. I mean, you see that with, I mean, look at how Topps has done that to brands that are like sort of like 100-year-old brands. Like here's a great example, like T206. Well, T206 actually was never a brand that was put on a, you know, card. It was like T206 is a catalog designator that refers to the set, you know, the original T206 set. So that was like the guy who made that card catalog was a famous collector, came up with that brand. But things like Allen and Ginter and Gypsy Queen and stuff like that, and what was the one, Red something, but you know, those were all brands of like tobacco cards that they put, or tobacco products that they put cards in. And you know, Topps turned those into their own brands, so now nobody can do those brands but them. But if Topps is in a position where they can't produce Bowman cards, you know, because they don't have a license and they don't want to do unlicensed, well, those brands eventually will become abandoned, and people could theoretically pick them up. So it's very interesting. I will be very curious to see if they do some kind of cards to keep those brands alive, because, you know, in 10 years from whenever their license expires, maybe they could convince Major League Baseball to give them a license. I suspect what they will do is they will start using those brands for sports where they do have licenses, so at least they have sort of like trading cards generally in use. Oh, I think we might have got a hit. Yeah, I think we got an auto. I think I see like a really sexy snakeskin parallel, which I bet is pretty rare. I like the animal skin ones are super rare. Alright, Shin-Suchu. All rise. Aaron Judge, baby. Nico Goodrum. So there's our, I think that's like a rattlesnake parallel. Unfortunately, it's in some no-name pitcher, Justin Dunn. Number to 50. So that would have been sweet if it was like Tatis or something. Unfortunately, it's not. Let's see who this, I think autograph is going to be. B.A. Is it B.A. Baracus? Is it, I don't know. Let's see. Who's that? Oh, wow. Look at that. Brian Abreu. Okay. I feel like, wasn't this guy? I'm sure I'm thinking of another Abreu, but like, because there's a bunch of Abreus who are pitchers, and one of them is a Yankee, and he's up right now, and why can't I think of his name? But this guy's for Houston, so don't know if I know much about him. Started in 2019. Yeah, I don't know too much of this guy. You Houston fans will have to let me know if he's a top guy. Let's look him up real quick. Let's look him up. We got the computer. Let's use it. So let's see if it says like where he is in the organization. I'm gonna go Astros top prospects. MLB's top prospect site. So I don't see him in the top 10, and I don't know if that's because maybe he's in the bigs right now and he's not like on the prospect list. But I don't know. Don't see him. Type in Abreu. Yeah, nothing. Alright, so I guess maybe not a better prospect. I'll take this numbered card out too. This is kind of cool. So it's a now on deck card. Royce Lewis is not has not made his major league debut yet, but he is one of the better prospects in the game. He was like the #1 pick in like 2017, I think. And yeah, he had like an injury, like a season-ending injury. I think he had to have surgery on. Like I think that was like in spring training, so that was a real downer when that happened. I remember that. All right, Nick Solak, former Yankee, and Jordan, rookie. That's very cool. Francisco Lindor, Brock Burke, and Brendan McKay. I remember Brendan McKay at one point was, you know, like a two-way star. I don't know why I opened that one first. I probably should have saved that a little bit to the end, but I'll save the better packs right now to the end. Brendan McKay was like a two-way star. He played like first base and could hit, and he was a pretty dominant pitcher too in college. He was also, I think, a 2017 draftee, and yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's seen some time. He's definitely seen some time in the majors. I don't think he's playing right now, but I might be wrong. Verlander, Gregory Soto, Verlander in action. Cesar Hernandez, Clayton Kershaw in action. Oh, this is kind of cool. So I'm pretty sure this is a parallel. Doesn't say what kind. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so I think like all these in-action cards have like a puzzle piece on the back, but the front of this, take note of this, J-Mart. The front of this is a what do they call that? It's like a, you know, it's matte finish, and that's a specific type of a parallel in Heritage, and they're actually quite rare. And Jake Cronenworth is no joke. I mean, that's a solid player, rookie card logo on there and everything. Unfortunately, because this back, it like doesn't say. Normally, it says underneath the number the parallel type, but although sometimes this particular type of parallel, why can't I think of the name of this? Gotta look it up now. I remember this type of parallel because in 2019 there was like some kind of sort of factory issue where they like made certain boxes that like had tons of this kind of parallel, and they're not supposed to like have them. They're supposed to be like, I think like 50 of each of these made. But they like way overprinted them, and I actually got like a couple of those boxes, and actually I still probably have some of that case left too, so I could have more. And I pulled a ton of them, but they were all kind of like crappy players, so didn't really matter ultimately. I'm just looking at cardboardconnection.com for parallels. And trying to figure out where the heck I would find. Yeah, I don't know. There's like 6,000 pages of information on this stupid set. So, good lord. I apologize, guys. I know you don't want to listen to me scroll through a 50-page frickin'. Alright, hold on. Do some creative searching. Flip stock. That's what it's called, flip stock. So that's a pretty cool one. That might be valuable. I just don't know. Let me look it up. Sorry, guys. If you get really annoyed at me looking stuff up, please tell me, but I think it's good to have this information. Just looking up flip stock, like, yeah, like the prices I'm seeing are kind of nuts. They're like all like $300, $400, $500. So I'm gonna look up Cronenworth. There was a time last year when he was just raking, and yeah, nobody's listed because again, I think these are like super rare. Like, okay, a Starling Marte. One of these flip stock sold for $1. Shohei Ohtani sold for $100. Luis Garcia rookie, kind of no-namer. Yeah, so there's none of these listed or recently sold. But I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure this is like a $100 card. J-Mart can do some more research. I'm gonna put this in one of these brand new Pro Safe. A little bit off center, but otherwise looks pretty sharp. So that's a pretty sweet hit. Alright, we took a little detour there, but it was worth it. That's pretty sweet. In fact, I'm gonna write on here just so it's not missed. Flip stock SP SSP. There you go. Pretty cool hit. I think that just paid for the box, but I'm not sure how hot Cronenworth is this year. Justin Upton, Eric Fede, Dakota Hudson, Roberto Perez, Brandon Bell, Johnny Cueto, Scott Oberg, and Tom Murphy. Nothing crazy there. Let's do 2020 Series 2. Look for Luis Robert rookies. Chico DeRizzi, Kevin Kiermaier, Corey Kluber, currently with the Yankees and injured, but coming back sometime, hopefully. Speaking of which, how about those Yankees? Boy, they're on a nice little tear. Ooh, that's a nice card. Very nice. That's an 85 throwback design, really nicely centered. This thing is minty fresh. Bottom left corner is a little bit iffy as I look at it. I don't know if you can see, but I don't know. It might just be kind of optical illusion. Beautiful card, though. Beautiful card. Put that in a Pro Safe brand top loader. Okay. We're getting some good stuff, I gotta say. That's a nice card, especially if it's a gem. Mint. Here we go. Baseball 2021 Series 2 tops. Alright, Alex Dickerson, Dwight Smith Jr., Eric Hosmer. Have we ever talked about whether this is like the Dwight Smith's kid, like the guy who played for the Cubs? Yeah, former major leaguer. That's funny. I remember Dwight Smith and, oh god, who was the other guy? I can't remember his name now. It's like Rolando something. Wasn't Rolando Rooms, was it? I don't know. There was two like Cubs prospects back in 1989 that were just super hot. And Cardwell. Oh man, I totally want this card. I should be buying up parallels of this right now because I really like this kid, and I think the Yankees need some outfield help. And, you know, he is very well thought of in the Yankees organization. So, like, I have a bunch of his Bowman autos from his, like, first year Bowman that I overpaid for. They're definitely way down in value because he hasn't really done much, but I don't know, I still would like to have him. I think he could, you know, he's definitely got the potential to be a pretty huge name for the Yankees. So I like that card. That's the first time I've seen that. I actually wasn't quite sure that he had a flagship rookie card out, and that's my boy right there, Donnie Baseball. Love it. Love it. Man, this is like my pack. Freaking throwback Donnie Baseball and a Florial flagship rookie. No, it doesn't get any better than that for me. Okay, Bobby Bradley. Andreini. So this is the guy that the Yankees picked up off the scrap heap. And he proceeded to give, like, you know, I don't know, some like 25 ERA performances. But his last game against the Red Sox, he shut him down. So I don't know, maybe he's maybe it's the start of something. A.J. Puck rookie, not bad. Some league leaders, more league leaders. Chavis, Future Stars, and Brian Anderson. Okay, we're down to the last two packs. I think we've done really well so far, but could get something tasty. Bowman, we're looking for Jason Dominguez. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Nothing crazy good. That, you know, you get one sort of like one refractor, and if you get one of these like subset cards that's always a refractor, then that's all you get. So there it is, Jesus Luzardo. Not the best. Not the best. Let's see if we can get a chrome. Jason Dominguez, Tariq Skubal, Ryan Mountcastle, Dave Garcia, Cole Winn, Glenn Allen Hill Jr. I don't think he's like anything special, but we'll take him out since he's a first Bowman. And a nice base Ohtani. I bet if you had this card, this Ohtani graded PSA 10, it'd be worth like $30. Problem is, it's probably going to cost more than $30 to grade a card in the cheapest service PSA has available once they make that available, which may not even be this year. By the way, I got a couple things on the way that I just was notified of in the last 2 days. One is I got a bunch of stuff from my distributor. I got a few things that were like restocks. So I basically paid, you know, eBay prices for them. Nothing special, but allows me to get my credit up with them. But I also got a few things that were, you know, wholesale priced. So that's coming, I think, in the next 3 days. Probably get it early next week. And then I also, out of the blue, I got an email from PC Sports Cards. Oh, I think this might have something. No, it's not backwards. I thought it was backwards. I got an email from PC Sports Cards, who I used to use for submitting through group submissions. Now I tend to just do stuff on my own, although I haven't like graded anything since PSA's like last price change. But anyways, I do have one bulk order at PSA with PC Sports Cards, and that's in grading right now, so it's probably going to be a couple months before it's done. And then I also had a small order of BGS cards with them, and so those popped. So I paid my, you know, fee for that and the shipping, and that should be on the way in the next couple days. So that'll be fun to look at. It's not a lot of stuff, but I think there was some pretty cool stuff in there, and I've never done anything with BGS. So what was the thick card? Okay, it's this Ponce de Leon. So this is like a This is like some kind of parallel. I don't know what, but it's thick, and that's gotta mean it's a parallel, so I'll sleeve it. So yeah, well, so I'll have my first ever BGS break, but I think it's like 5 cards I sent in. And basically I sent in cards that I didn't think like would quite gem. So I thought they might get 9.5s. I may end up being completely wrong about that. And we're gonna find out. But there's a couple cards in there that are really like good, sweet cards. Like there was a green prism of Zion from his rookie year, 2018. What else did I have in there? I had like a really kind of low numbered Bowman auto of somebody. I think it might have been Britt Beatty. I feel like I had some kind of LeBron, like a select low numbered parallel or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, nothing like earth-shattering, but stuff I'm eager to get back because man, you thought PSA was slow. I'm pretty sure BGS has had these cards for like a year and a half, if not longer. It's just ridiculous. PC Sports Cards, the company that I used to group submit that order with, they actually stopped using BGS because they were so ridiculous in their delays. So the order that I'm getting back was part of the last group submission they ever did with them, and they're not doing them anymore because their service just was so bad. It just boggles my mind how bad BGS's turnaround time is, considering that like they're probably about 100th or maybe a 1,000th as busy as PSA. They must have like 5 guys in that whole operation, and like they refuse to increase headcount no matter how much stuff they get in. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If you love BGS, then please tell me about it. But it just seems like kind of crazy, the stuff they're getting away with. So there you go. Do a quick recap here. Aaron Judge, Brian Breu, rookie auto. Justin Dunn, numbered to 50. Royce Lewis, Jordan base rookie, and Brendan McKay base rookies. Nice Downey baseball. Just some kind of miscellaneous stars and base rookies that look pretty decent. And the 2 big ones are this Flipstock Jake Cronenworth again. I think that could be pretty big money if you find the right Cronenworth collector, and he's doing well enough. And then a really nice looking condition-wise Luis Robert subset rookie there, 85 throwback. So that's pretty cool. I bet. I wonder what that. I'm gonna see what that goes for in PSA 10. Alright, not that much, so it's only like a $45 card in PSA 10. But, he's just coming back from an injury, so, I mean, all of his stuff is depressed until he gets going, but still a sweet card, I think. Anytime you get a Luis Robert out of 1 pack of that 2020 Series 2 year, looking pretty good. Alright, so thanks J-Mart for letting us do that, and thank you for tuning in. Please check out these top loaders and grab them while I still have them. Hope you're all doing well. More content when we have it. Thanks so much. Bye now.